Good morning. Bonjour. Buenos dias. Well, it's Friday again, and it's the 2nd of September 2022 here in Melbourne, whereas we have spring now. A whole season coming up. Interesting one. Renewal. Spring, summer, autumn, winter. And that applies to us too. And this week, yesterday, I wrote a poem directly on Facebook about spring and, spring for us. What does it mean to me? So, and to you too, I suppose, by extension. Interesting one this morning. I'm very, it's sort of what has happened to me over the last few times. This is now lesson number, lesson number 25. So lessons 1 to 20, I concentrated more on sort of the generic part of learning French. Now we're doing the grammar. And by extension, I'm also doing the Spanish grammar at the same time. Now, one of the key elements in all this is, all right, we've got the 9 parts of speech, we've got the 4 different types of use of the language, by listening, speaking, reading, writing. 9 parts of speech, the verbs, got 7 parts, etc. So it's all sort of mechanical, but really when you think about it, about the 9 parts of speech, what happens is that the noun is important. You have to learn words, and then you need adjectives to go with them. Okay. If you then add the learning of different types of verbs, then all at once you have the basic elements for transferring your language into the other language. It's an interesting sort of reflection, this one, because really the pronoun, it's instead of the noun. And what else is there? You've got the pronoun and you also have the article. Well, the article is pretty simple, really. All you got to do is transfer a few little pieces into the other language and you're there. And then you've got the adverbs, the prepositions, the conjunctions, exclamation and interjections, and they are invariable parts of speech. So if you forget about those, if you forget about the pronoun and the article, really what's left? Il sugo, the source of the language, is really the noun and adjectives. And they behave in the same way in terms of singular and plural, feminine and masculine. And then the verb. Now, verbs have got 3 or 4 conjugations, and plus the exceptions. We always talk about the exceptions. Whenever we talk about languages, language is both a science and an art. So, because the language that people speak every day gets changed, gets, different uses, different things happen. We discover new things. The world is a big place, especially now. So whereas in the Paleolithic age, all we cared about is that we wanted to be safe from being eaten by the big animals, by the dinosaurs, and we then had to learn to fight against the big animals. Now it's very different. It's all almost too organized. We call it civilization. As civilization moves, what does civilization mean? The way we live now, in as easy a way as possible in society. If we could eliminate crime, let's say, and wars, and we would be nice to each other, would be a different world again. But that's the aim. That's the aim. When we'll get there, I don't know. Because it seems to me now, on reflection, that good and evil sort of are twins. They work together. So whenever you think And there were twists and turns. Whenever you think something good was happening to you was actually bad, when something bad was happening was actually good, etc., etc. So that's what causes the changes, the good and the bad. In this morning, I'm going to do the grammar part, and I'm going to then also do Simone from Bon Impression is with me again today. And what else have I got here? We've got some exercises, and I'm going to try a couple of Spanish songs and French songs. So that's where we're going now. Also the verbs, ser, in Spanish, ser, estar, tener, hablar, vivir, etc. So to be, to have, être, avoir, parler, etc. You know, those are the verb tenses. So you need to learn the endings in the present tense for now. So we are 11:30 and I'm going to start. There we are. Well, how are we going to start? Well, let's start with a bit of an exercise. Okay, so here we go. Oop, can't rotate. All right, here we go. Complete the following with the correct form of the indicated noun. That's table there. So that's petite is plural, no? So les tables sont petites. J'aime beaucoup l'air vert de Baudelaire. You don't change that. With table, you have to add the S there. Ne mange pas les noyaux, ma petite. Les noyaux. You remember les noyaux? How did it come into the plural? You just add an X. Les noyaux. As-tu des sous? Sous, money. Have you got some money or whatever? And you have to remember whether to put an X or an S. Les sous. I can't remember now which one it is. I would assume it's the S. Le chien est couverte de poux. Poux. Les poux. So if you look further up, they're supposed to be up here or in the previous page. Les poux. Les bras, les voix, les prix, les nuées, les bateaux, les jeux, les fous, les bandeaux, les clous, les sous, les poux. Les poux. There you are. In the plural. Les poux, there. Les poux, there. See that? And les sous was here. So if you look at them on a regular basis, and you come to me, let's say you want to really learn French, you come to me, we have a bit of a chat, and, you get your resources, and we'll talk about how to get about doing this as quickly as you can. Because you can learn French quite quickly, but you need application. The application is necessary. Le chien est couvert de poux. P-O-U-X. J'adore les festivals. Les festivals or les festivals. Les festivals, I think that remains the same. The same as in the singular. There it is, there. Les festivals. Exceptions. See that? Les festivals. No, the plural takes an S. Les festivals. That's it. Monsieur, madame, mademoiselle. Okay. Monsieur, messieurs, mesdames, mesdemoiselles. Écoutez bien. So you have to make these into the plural. Monsieur turns to messieurs, mesdames, mesdemoiselles, mesdemoiselles. So where are they? Here. Mesdemoiselles, mesdames, messieurs. So monsieur, madame, mademoiselle, Messieurs, mesdames, mesdemoiselles. This will come very handy when you are reading. Frottez-vous les genoux, les genoux with an X. Les feux de forêt sont destructifs. Destructifs. Or destructive. I'm having a morning here, that's for sure. Okay, let's go on. The next one. Les amis sont gentils. Le martien a deux nez. Faites de pour le retour du beau ciel bleu. Les éléphants sont de grands animaux. Regarde le joli vitrail de l'église. J'aime beaucoup manger les choux. Il fait très chaud. Voici des éventails. So, again, there, you'd have to check it out. You'd have to check this one's out. So I'm just going to read them, otherwise I won't have time to present the others. And that's where people say, oh, why don't you go slower? Well, if I do, then... But this is not for me, it's for you. You have to learn it. And if I make mistakes, so what? And if you make mistakes, so what? You're learning. You only learn from your mistakes. So when you get it right, you don't have to learn. You know it. Okay, rewrite the following, changing all nouns to the plural. Okay. La loi est juste. Les lois sont justes. La voix est jolie. Les voix sont jolies. Regardez le feu. Regardez le feu. Rewrite the following, changing all nouns to the plural. Les feux. Les trous sont grands. Le repas est bon. Les repas sont bons. Le journal explique le travail. Les journaux expliquent le travail. Les journées, here we are. See, les journées is there. And so that's where the French becomes a little bit more complex than other Spanish or Italian, really. With the nouns. There are a lot of categories. Le journal explique le travail. Les écoles sont modernes. Les châteaux sont jolis. Les détails du dessin sur le chandail sont magnifiques. With an S in the end. That's an adjective there. Les prix sont élevés. Les jeux sont amusants. Voilà les clous. Les bijoux sont jolis. Les cailloux sont petits. Les bateaux sont grands. La musée est grande. Les musées sont grands. L'œil est grand. Les yeux sont grands. Le cheval est l'animal que vous aimez. Les chevaux sont les animaux que vous aimez. Monsieur, regardez la peinture. Monsieur, regardez la peinture. Les peintures. Les bals ont lieu samedi. Les bals sont à lieu. Non. Les bals ont lieu samedi. À voir. There. Les gentilshommes est grand. Les gentilshommes sont grands. Voici un bonhomme de neige. Voici un bonhomme. Des bonhommes de neige. Because the plural of un can be some. Rewrite the following, changing the noun to the singular, this time the other way. Les rois habitent dans les châteaux. So, le roi habite dans le château. Le nez est grand. Le joujou est intéressant. Le carnaval est amusant. Le ciel est bleu. L'ami est aimable. Le pot de vison est cher. Le journal est intéressant. Les le aïeux est célèbre. Les yeux sont bons, l'œil est bon, le bras est fort, le clou est long, le vitrail est joli, le vœu est compréhensible, le chandail est chaud, le hibou est noir. Les voix de chanteurs sont jolies. Les voix de chanteurs, d'une chanteur. La voix d'un chanteur est jolie. So the voice of a singer is, les voix, the voices of singers are pretty or, nice. La voix, so the voice of the singer is pretty or good, nice, whatever. Le jeu de cartes est intéressant. That's it. I think that's it for. Now there's this one here. Some nouns that are usually plural in English are singular in French. La bataille, cattle. La famille, family. La police, police. But the other way, some nouns that are singular in English are plural in French. There we are. Les fiançailles, engagement. Les funérailles, funeral. Les nouveaux, nouvelles, news. Les honoraires, filles. Complete the following with the correct form of the definite article. Les funérailles pour Monsieur Dupont auront lieu lundi prochain. Les nouvelles à la tête sont à 6 heures du soir. Les honoraires de votre comptable augmenteront cette année. La police va arrêter le criminel. And that's it. We've done that. Welcome to Zoraida Moros. Thank you for coming on. Now, that was the French. Now, we're going to do the Spanish now, because, we're doing the grammar. But with this, today, I'm going to show you some palabras, nuevas, new words. Well, that's what the book says, but, Here we go. Sustantivos, that's the nouns in Spanish. América, el amor, la canción, la casa, el celular, la computadora, el día, España, el examen, la fecha, la frase, la hermana, el hermano, la historia, la lección, el libro, la madre, la mesa, el padre, la palabra, la pasión, el periódico, el programa, la sala. Notice the el and the la, el sofá, la telenovela, la televisión, el televisor, la universidad. The adjectives here, bueno, favorito, importante, mejor, mi su, verbos, copia es escucha, están, estudia, estudiar, habla, hablar, hay, leer, lees, limpiar, limpias, limpiar y limpias, mirar, necesito, prende, puedes, quiero, tengo, termina, etc. Otras palabras, other words, in other words, these are to do with the invariable parts of speech. Ahora, neo, después, afterwards, ella, en, esta noche, mañana, más, mientras, mucho, no, otra día. Anything else? Yes, there's some more here. Por el celular, por favor, por qué, que si hombre está bien. Tú y yo. Adjectives then end in O describe masculine nouns. Adjectives that end in O change to that O to A when describing feminine nouns. El indicates a masculine noun. La indicates a feminine noun. Very simple in Spanish. So, ¿qué es más importante? Ana estudia mucho en la universidad y en la casa. Esta noche ella estudia la lección sobre España y América en la sala. Ana lee el libro de historia mientras copia fechas, palabras y frases en su computadora. El padre y la madre están en el sofá. El hermano escucha canciones en su iPod y la hermana habla por el celular. La hermana termina de hablar y prende el televisor. Hermana, esta noche hay programas buenos. Ana, ay no, yo necesito estudiar, tengo el examen mañana. Hermana, tú puedes estudiar después, ¿no? Por favor, el examen es importante. Yo necesito estudiar ahora, porque no lees tú el periódico o limpias la mesa. No quiero leer o limpiar, yo quiero mirar televisión. La televisión no es importante. Puedes mirar televisión otro día. Y ahora el programa El amor y la pasión. Mi telenovela favorita. Sí, el mejor estudiar después. I've understood that. And on that note there, I've understood that. On that note there, what we can do now, I'm going to sing for you. We're talking about Historia de un Amor. I'm going to try Historia de un Amor in Spanish. Okay, now let me see if I can manage it. Just to show you that learning another language, I'm showing you how I'm learning another language, okay? And so I've done a bit of grammar. Ya no estás más a mi lado, corazón, y en el alma solo tengo soledad. Well, let's see. Ya no estás más a mi lado, corazón, y en el alma solo tengo soledad. Y ya no puedo verte, porque Dios me hizo quererte para hacerme sufrir más. Siempre fuiste la razón de mi existir. Adorarte para mí fue religión. En tus brazos encontraba el calor que me brindabas, el amor y la pasión. Es la historia de un amor, como no hay otro igual, que me hizo comprender todo el bien, todo el mal, que le dio luz a mi vida, apagándola después. Ay, qué vida tan oscura. Yo no estás más a mi lado, corazón, y en el alma solo tengo soledad. Y si ya no puedo verte, porque Dios me hizo quererte para hacerme sufrir más. Es la historia de un amor, como no hay otro igual, que me hizo comprender todo el bien, todo el mal, que le dio luz a mi vida, apagándola después. Ay, qué vida tan obscura, sin tu amor no viviré. Ya no estás más a mi lado, corazón, y en el alma solo tengo soledad. Y si ya no puedo verte, porque Dios me hizo quererte, para hacerme sufrir más, sufrir más, sufrir más. Now, let's analyze what I've done there. I have done Historia de un Amor. I've sort of read it. I made some mistakes, and I knew where I made the mistakes. I need to re-listen to the song again and again by the ones, who originally sang it. And how do you do that? You go, we're very lucky these days. We've got online to help us out with languages. Therefore, you can go and listen to Historia de un Amor in Spanish. So that's a beautiful song. Okay? So we've done some grammar for both French and Spanish. But with Spanish, before we leave, we should learn ser, which is to be, I am. Yo soy, tú eres, él es, usted es. Nosotros somos, vosotros sois, ellos son, ustedes son. Estar, That's what I'm saying. When you've got the words in front of you, it's easy to do, right? Yo estoy, tú estás, él está, ella está, usted estás, nosotros estamos, vosotros estáis, ellos están, ellas están, ustedes están. Tengo, tienes, tiene, tenemos, tenéis, tienen. You don't need to put, it's like in Italian and I think in French, not so much, but you don't need to put the personal pronoun in front. Sometimes you don't need to. Like hablar, I speak. Hablo, hablas, habla, hablamos, habláis, hablan. Now that's the reason, because you learn these ones here. See that? Yo, tú, es, ella, usted, nosotros, vosotros, ellos, ellas, ustedes. Okay, that's enough for Spanish. Let's get back to what on. Too much talking. Ah, boy. Yeah, what have I got here? Nous parlons français. Where do I put it? Yes, here it is. Okay. I'm going to read this first. Okay, let's go. Parlez-vous français? Non, je ne parle pas français. Parlez-vous américain, anglais? Oui, je parle anglais. Est-ce que monsieur parle français? Hein? Non, il ne parle pas français. Et mademoiselle, est-ce qu'elle parle français? Non, elle non plus. Elle ne parle pas français. Et moi, est-ce que je parle anglais? Oui, vous parlez anglais. Non, vous ne parlez pas anglais. Okay, so here it is. Parlez-vous français? Non, je ne parle pas français. Parlez-vous anglais? Oui, je parle anglais. Est-ce que monsieur parle français? Non, il ne parle pas français. Et mademoiselle, est-ce qu'elle parle français? Non, non plus, elle ne parle pas français. Et moi, est-ce que je parle anglais? Oui, vous parlez anglais. Non, vous ne parlez pas anglais. Vous parlez italien. Okay? Now, parlez-vous français? There's another repetition here, because you want to speak. When you want to speak, you need to keep going. Parlez-vous français? Non, je ne parle pas français. Parlez-vous anglais? Oui, je parle anglais. Est-ce que mademoiselle parle français? Non, elle ne parle pas français. Et monsieur, est-ce qu'il parle français? Non, lui n'aime pas, non, lui non plus, il ne parle pas français. Et moi, est-ce que je parle anglais? Oui, vous parlez anglais. Non, vous ne parlez pas anglais. Here we go. Exercise. Est-ce que c'est monsieur? Non, ce n'est pas lui. It's not him. Ce n'est pas lui. Qui est ça alors? Je ne sais pas qui c'est. Qui c'est? I don't know who it is. Et ce monsieur, n'est-ce pas lui? Non, ce n'est pas lui non plus. Alors, qui est monsieur? C'est ce monsieur-là. Ce monsieur-là? Non, si c'est lui. OK. Est-ce que c'est monsieur Dupont? Non, ce n'est pas lui. It's not him. Ce n'est pas lui. Qui est ce alors? Je ne sais pas qui c'est. Et ce monsieur, n'est-ce pas lui? Non, ce n'est pas lui non plus. Alors, qui est monsieur? C'est ce monsieur-là. Ce monsieur-là? Non, si c'est lui. So we're going to stop there for today. That's, again, you need resources in front of you, and you need the willingness to look how much we're doing in an hour. If you keep this up for 8 hours a day, you can, do a lot of this work in one hit. And then you got to let your brain mature the language, a bit like cooking. You can't just put it in the stove. You've got to wait until it cooks. And then you've got to let it go cold or, to a good temperature. And then, so really the best food is eaten when it's taken out hot and it's left a little bit, and then, you sort of eat it. The same with the language. When you've done your revision, you leave it for a little while, have a cup of coffee, and then you come back and you'll find that you'll remember quite a lot. Okay, so that's that. That's that. Now, this is the part that I love the most. Simone fait bonne impression. If you remember last week, I did not have Simone fait bonne impression. I forgot. So this week we've got scene 10. Scene 10, okay? Marcel, qui remarque la détresse de Simone et qui veut la tirer hors du groupe. Mademoiselle Simone, je n'ai pas oublié votre belle voix et nos chansons de Biarritz. Pourrais-je vous prier de nous chanter quelques morceaux? See, all the things we've done, they're all here. Morceaux with an X there. Nous chanter, to sing. La chanson, une belle voix. Simone, avec un sourire doux, je veux bien. Elle va au piano. Marcel la suit. Follows her. Je regrette de ne pouvoir rester pour le concert, mais c'est le jour de sortie de ma bonne et j'ai des invités à dîner. Excusez-moi, monsieur Dancourt, mais mademoiselle Jolivet et moi, nous sommes comme des sœurs. Madame Jolivet, pourriez-vous me prêter Sophie pendant une demi-heure? So she's not going to put up with the song. She's going to do shopping. Madame Jolivet bégaillon, mais certainement, Sophie qui tient le service à thé aux mains s'apprête à suivre Madame Roussel. Madame Roussel, Sophie, à quoi pensez-vous? Je n'ai pas demandé à emprunter le service à thé de Madame Jolivet. Remettez-le dans la cuisine et venez ensuite dans mon appartement. Au revoir tout le monde. Réponse au revoir Madame Roussel. So when we do this, in class, let's say, then you read the whole lot first, then you go back and you read it again and you learn the part and it keeps going. Now we've got, I've done Les Femmes parlent trop et Simone fait bonne impression. That's beautiful. Done. Now what else have I got here? I'm going to do the French songs now. We're going to do two of them, okay? Let's go. Welcome to Asunda Lombardi. Here we go. Non, rien de rien. Non, je ne regrette rien. Ni le bien qu'on m'a fait, ni le mal. Tout ça m'est bien égal. Non, rien de rien. Non, je ne regrette rien. C'est payé, balayé, oublié. Je me fous du passé. Avec mes souvenirs, j'ai allumé le feu. Mes chagrins, mes plaisirs. Je n'ai plus poison de balayer les amours avec le trémolos, balayer pour toujours, je repars à zéro. Non, rien de rien, non, je ne regrette rien, ni le bien qu'on m'a fait, ni le mal, tout ça m'est bien égal. Non, rien de rien, non, je ne regrette rien, car ma vie, car mes joies, aujourd'hui, ça commence avec toi. That's beautiful, huh? And the next one is, this one from Salvatore Adam, okay? Tombe la neige, tu ne viendras pas ce soir. Tombe la neige et mon cœur s'habille de noir. Ce soyeux cortège, tout en larmes blanches, l'oiseau sur la branche pleure le sortilège. Tu ne viendras pas ce soir, m'écrit mon désespoir, mais tombe la neige, impassible manège. Tombe la neige, tu ne viendras pas ce soir. Tombe la neige, tout est blanc de désespoir, triste certitude. Le froid et l'absence, cet odieux silence, blanche solitude. Tu ne viendras pas ce soir, m'écrit mon désespoir, mais tombe la neige, impassible manège, mais tombe la neige, impassible manège. And of course, then you go back, let's say, and you want to do another one, and this one is called, instead of, Quando caliente el sol. Let's see if you remember this one, all right? Cuando caliente el sol aquí en la playa, siento tu cuerpo vibrar cerca de mí. Es tu palpitar, es tu cara, es tu pelo, son tus besos, me estremezco cuando calienta el sol. Cuando calienta el sol aquí en la playa, siento tu cuerpo vibrar cerca de mí. Es tu palpitar, tu recuerdo, mi locura, mi delirio, mi estremezco cuando calienta el sol. Love me with all your heart, that's all I want. Love me with all your heart, oh, not at all. Just promise me this, that you give me all your kisses every summer, every winter, every fall. Cuando calienta el sol, cuando calienta el sol. And the sun is it's at sunset here with this lesson today. I've enjoyed it very much. I've been able to do quite a lot. I've done it a lot faster than usual, and I've done it on purpose because I think if you are doing French or Spanish or Italian for that matter, these are the Romance languages. And, I'm doing some Latin in my Italian class on Tuesday because we're doing Italian literature there. On Thursdays, there's world history. And we're moving towards now the Middle Ages. So it's there's a lot more. And I was reflecting on what I've been doing. What I've been doing is concentrating more. It's sort of English-centric, the northern countries, the Vikings era. But really, there is also a history of the French and the Spaniards, and also I have done. I've done quite a bit. Italian we haven't done much, but what I've decided to do, historically speaking, I'm talking about. I've asked the University of the Third Age in Baldwin to give me an extra hour so that I could teach Italian. And on the 5th of September, you'll be able to enroll in my class there for term 4. So that's, I'll be doing French first and then, of course, Italian. So things are moving. But I do need, I noticed a lot of people, singers, comedians, this and that, they all want people, Some of them have been at it for many years and they're getting full houses. Mon Dieu, I've never been able to, but I haven't gone out there. The thing is, when you become a professional, you've got to do that job. I've always done many jobs, so this is more for your pleasure. What I do now is for your intellect, for your pleasure. Enjoy it, because if you take on languages and history, you'll be richer for it, because they will always keep you company. And, I wish you the very best with it. It's not an easy one, but it requires a little bit of commitment. Okay, so thank you very much today for those people who've come on, and some of them don't, the names don't come up, but I know that they have, because afterwards, what is it? Yesterday I did the history one, and today already there were 90 people that had watched it. So I'm very happy that this work here, at least, is not going lost. It's going into some people's presence. And I hope that it inspires you, each one of you, to take it on. Whether it's, watching films or talking to people about it or reading books, that's a wonderful, wonderful pastime. So on that note, for today, I'm finished. Thank you very much. Gracias. Merci bien. I'll see you next time, and next Friday. And I hope to continue, doing what we're doing now, and finishing off some of the work here, so that we can then go on to other things. Okay? Au revoir. Ciao from Tom Padula of TomPadulaTV on YouTube, and of course Insegna Booksellers. Come and buy some books, or come and see me, and I'll give you some free. That's what I can do, and I'll do it gladly. But I also need to maintain the place. So yes, and you can go to tompadula.blogspot.com or insegna.com to the blog section to access these podcasts. Ciao.